So I just did a video about rocks. Focus, please. There we go. I just did a video about rocks. And then I seen a logo from my old company. And I was thinking about it. I mentioned this to somebody else. But it's almost like the place I used to work at was like originally I said like a cesspool, but then I thought, with the knowledge I have now, how much understanding I have now of other individuals and what they go through, and I could already sense it when I was there before I became more aware of certain things, of how much pain people was dealing with carried on a regular basis. And I understood that. I didn't like the fact that I was maybe being, by choice, with my own energies, what I was putting out, being like ostracized or anything like that. But ostracized, put my head under the ground. Yeah, it's kind of my fault too. I take personal accountability for that, the way I was being so grumpy or bitter or just quiet and a loner. But I realized how many people I was interacting with which were similar to me. Like, all of them had their own special qualities and gifts and abilities, but all of them were hurt and injured, and it doesn't have to be a physical thing. And it's almost like a collection of people at that place. The energy that building itself held was amazing. It was like a place where I don't want to say misfits go, but the problem was that the negative energy that was stockpiled in there, just everybody bouncing off everybody else, everybody triggering everybody else. Some negative aspects were being encouraged, and then I thought about it, and I was like, maybe it was like a school, for like a level up. It's like a school where you go to learn and you grow from the experience once you learn the lessons there, obviously. It was very difficult. It was very draining. Time consuming, almost a decade's worth from my experience. But what I took from it, what I gained, what I learned from that place, oh my. It was eye-opening. But then I think back to the people I were around. I really do. There were some that I really got along with well. And there were some that I got along with well, but after, them interacting with other people, they changed their tone towards me, their frequency, their attitude. They changed towards me, and then I picked that up, and then I started to reflect that as well. We're also all mirrors for each other to learn off of. Whether or not we learn something, that's a whole other story, but most people are in their ego, which was something that was kind of put there to protect them, when really sometimes the ego can be negative, and it can hold us back, and it can prevent us from learning the lessons we need to learn, and it can prevent us from growing as an individual, growing as, a spiritual being too. And that place was, now that I'm looking at it, it's like when I decided that everything that I could possibly do there was done, it was almost like a graduation, or just take from that school what I learned and move on my journey. And it's very interesting looking at it like that now. And the symbol, the logo itself, I'm not going to say it because, just not going to call anything out, but the symbol itself, now that I look at it, I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah. how everything's played out up to this moment in my life, being more aware of things and how it's not just coincident that things play out the way they is, how it's not just randomized, strategic, almost like a chess game really is. All of us are, whether we know it or not, are participating in this experience, and learning from it is very crucial to our own development, our own growth, our own healing, healthy emotions, healthy body, healthy spirit, all that fanciness. And this, oh my God, this bothers me so much. Genes are almost indestructible. So anybody that decided ripping a hole in them, because they last forever. Really, if you think about it, genes last forever, don't they? I'm not just talking about this kind of genes. And how they're blue. Huh. The fact that somebody decided to, and then call it fashion. There's symbolic meaning behind that. If you think about the words that I'm speaking right now, I'm not going to go too in depth into it, but I happen to acquire this clothing. Most of my clothing since I was young has been a hand-me-down. They've been given to me, or I've worn other families' clothing. It's almost like I have been a sponge for people and their negative energy. But maybe I got some good qualities too. Maybe I got some good energies passed to me wearing other people's clothing, and then I do the same. I thank the clothes when I donate them, just like Marie Kondo says. Kondo, what's her name? Yeah, she's really awesome. Thanks to her. But she says thank the items that you're donating or giving away, as they hold the energies. All the items around you, it's matter, energies. Thank the items, and then they no longer serve you, and give them away. But I understand why some people only want brand new stuff, and then they can put their imprint on it. You can cleanse energies off of clothing too, but technically when you're sharing clothes with individuals or giving clothes to other people, just be mindful, be aware that the energies can be shared, and even just by hugging somebody too. So be aware of your own. Stand in your own. Hold your own frequency. When you pick up on certain things that you're like, where'd that come from? Or I wasn't feeling that before. Just realize the difference. Yeah, I would say that. Realize the difference. And on that note,